happens when I play Sonic. I just get so frustrated because this game is what it is. It is.
Yeah. Well, and there's the difference between us. You play Sonic, and you get pissed off, and I play Sonic, and I get horny.
I get so horny. You get too horny.
Love, are people who like Sonic considered furries?
No.
Why not?
People who look at Sonic pornography are considered furries.
Ah. I'm pretty sure furry must extend to people who just like animal characters.
Well...
Because that's all I like.
Yeah.
And I get called a furry more than I get called Dan.
That's true.
I mean, my
Especially
God.
by the fans.
Ugh. I felt so... Well... I don't want to say bummed out, that's not the right word. But like, you know, we put out that Night Runner video, which I was so excited about because we worked on it for 2.5 years. 2.5 years!
Yeah.
And,
You know what you also worked on for 2.5 years?
What's that?
The fact that people call you a furry.
Yeah, I didn't work on that.
Oh, you worked on it, alright.
They just do it.
That was a project.
Believe me, I had... When stuff like that happens, you have two choices. You can either ignore it, and then they keep doing it, or you can lean into it, and they keep doing it.
And then monetize it.
or you can do the worst thing, which is hate it, and then they do it twice as much.
Yeah.
So, it was a no-win situation.
Would you get pissed off if we made Dan as a furry t-shirts?
Not if I get paid.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously.
For it, like double. No, you know, like, the only thing that made me kind of sad was that I was very excited for Night Runner, because I think they're a fantastic band, and I was uber excited for Knights of the Light Table, because they're an unbelievable animation team. I just wanted them to get more credit. For, like, I wanted all the comments to be about them and less about me, regardless of the context. But, like, the fact that, it was all about Dan's a furry, that I was like, oh man, I wish...
Yeah, well, there's a difference. It's like comments are comments, views are views.
That's true.
If whoever watched it, they didn't watch it thinking, Dan's a furry the whole time. They were like, whoa.
Yeah, that's true. I just hope it does great things for Night Runner, because that was my original intention, you know, when I worked with them. I was like, man, I friggin' love these guys, and I want them to get huge, and do whatever I can to help facilitate that.
Well, you need protein shakes for that.
You also need to get really shredded. Like, drinking protein shakes alone won't do it.
That's true.
And also making excellent music, which they do consistently.
Yeah, but you know what?
So go check out Night Runner on Spotify. They're wonderful. If you like synthwave stuff.
You gotta look at the bright side of this, man. Like, because you have that, like, furry thing going on. Yeah.
I'm gonna call it a noose or a shackle.
It makes sense. Like, if we just released a music video out of nowhere, people would've been like, this is what? But because, quote-unquote, Dan is a furry, it's like, oh yeah, of course he would do this, he's totally furry. So it, like, makes more sense in the narrative of Game Grumps to upload that. You see what I'm saying?
I suppose you're right.
It's like if you can just put aside your ego for one fucking second.
Although I would say that, we put out Starlight Brigade a couple of months ago, and that was all about how cool the animation was and how great Twerp is, you know? So...
Did we put that on Game Grumps?
Well, no, but it would have been the same regardless. You think if I put this on any channel other than Game Grumps, people wouldn't have been like, Dan's a furry?
Not as much.
You said this isn't gonna help with your furry stance when you saw that video.
Well, yeah. It's not, and it didn't, by the way.
Oh, or it did, depending on what your goal would have been.
I mean, it's a pretty furry video, I'm just gonna say.
I guess so. It's so weird to have grown up in a time when that word did not exist, you know? Like, I just loved The Wind in the Willows, and Disney stuff, and talking animal characters.
Yeah, so did furries.
Right, but they didn't exist.
They did! It wasn't, there was no internet.
I never saw that, like, those smiling animal face costumes that people wear.
Well, because that's a kind of recent thing.
Right, but that's what people are thinking when they say furry.
Not really.
Oh God, yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, because it's so ubiquitous, but...
Of course, yes. You think... Do you think if it weren't for that, if people just liked animal characters, then it would just be like, oh, he likes anthropomorphic characters. But like, it's because... You think it would have the tone of like, he's a furry. If it weren't for those costumes? That's what it is, man.
Well, I mean, that's just a recent development in the furry lexicon.
Right.
Like, if it's like jocks have changed over the years. Like, a jock now doesn't look like a jock in the 80s.
What did a furry in the 80s look like, Aaron?
I don't know, dude who'd like looking at animal characters and maybe jacking off to it. I don't know.
So just a person.
I wouldn't know anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, well, furries are all just a person. Do you think furries transformed into fursuit people?
They look like just a person. Like they don't have a uniform or a costume or anything like that.
Right. They didn't back then, but now they do. That doesn't mean there were any less furries back then.
No, I was talking about jocks.
Oh.
Yeah. I see where this got confused. But yeah, I don't even know what we're yelling about anymore. The point is...
You were saying furries didn't exist back then, and I'm saying they absolutely did.
No, I'm definitely not saying that. I'm just saying, like, the connotation... I'm saying people's wrath for people who liked animal stuff did not exist.
Wrath?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's not a positive connotation for a lot of people.
Well, I mean, that's true for any label. It's like you say goth. It's like there's some people who are like, ugh, goth. There's some people who are like, fuck yeah, goth.
I guess you're right. I feel like the percentage of goth is a lot more favorable than the percentage of people who like and accept furries.
Yeah, well, over time, that'll change.
You think so? You think there'll be a fucking hot topic in the mall for furry costumes?
Absolutely! Once Bonkers gets rebooted, everyone's gonna be super stoked.
Oh boy.
You furries know what I'm talking about. Bonkers is hot.
I don't actually know what Bonkers is.
He was a fucking cartoon cat police officer.
Really?
But he was kind of wacky.
I only know Bonkers the candy. Games of Sonic with all the menu fiascos.
Oh yeah. This stage sucks. Every stage after the first stage sucks. And even the first stage kind of sucks.
You said this game was the Golden Child.
Yeah, according to Sonic fans.
Oh.
I'm only a Sonic fan in name.
Oh, like me and furries.
Well, yeah. Look, the Venn diagram of furries to Sonic fans is like very, very intersecting.
Yeah, I'm sure. Because, I mean, this is...
It's like practically a full eclipse there.
Oh, goodness. But anyway, it goes without... All jokes aside, it goes without saying that,
You're
even if you are
a furry.
Sure. Like, whatever makes people happy to call me, they go right ahead.
This is so freaking yeah.
But if you're the type of furry that dresses up in animal costumes and makes sweet love to other people wearing animal costumes, good for you. Like you do you, man.
Dude.
And if you're goth, and like you like to rock the gothness.
Thanks, Tails. It really helped me out there.
And if you're like that business goth that we always forget the particular name for, make it happen. Like feel good about yourself and live your truth, baby. 1,000 people that know now. Yeah,
it's just a little piss smell afterwards, but you know, it's like you can deal with it.
You know what I like?
Save the environment.
Anthropomorphic animal characters. There, I said it. Yeah. Say whatever you like. Say whatever you like about it. I'm honored to be part of any community.
I don't know about that, man. There's a lot of...
Yeah, not any community.
Oh, man.
But it's funny.
I really love that white nationalist community. Yeah, can't wait to be a part of that.
Yeah, I'm not...
That's sarcastic, by the way.
They're not my favorite. They're not my favorite. But, you know, I don't remember what I said, but I guess our first Sonic episode came out. And I guess I do remember the conversation vaguely. I was expressing like a little bit of disappointment that after working on that video for 2 years, like all the comments, instead of being about the video, were like, Dan's a furry, you know?
Yeah. Talk about Night Runner.
Yes, exactly. So I guess it must have come out, because I got a ton of messages from people being like, man, I'm sorry, like, you're not a furry, I didn't mean to come across like that. And I'm like, no, I really don't care about that part. It was mostly just like, you know, we worked for years on that video. That was more where I was coming from. Like, I can honestly say, like, I mean, I like what I like.
And you love furry shit.
I guess I do. Well, not all of it. Like, but, you know, I talked to my friend Brandon about it. And I was like, man, everyone thinks I'm a furry. He was like, you know what? It's a good community. Nice people. Like, we're pretty chill, pretty accepting. And I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah, you're right. They are nice people. I'm cool with it. So I'm cool with it now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Turned over a new leaf.
Just like Animal Crossing New Leaf, which features tons and tons of furry characters. Yups.
Go! Is it possible, just semantically, to love anthropomorphic animal characters and not be considered a furry?
Oh, so now you're being defensive again about it.
No, I'm just curious. Purely curious about the dictionary definitions.
Who cares, man?
Just curious.
Furry curious.
Yeah, I'm furry curious. How curious? Yeah, no, I'm just curious.
I don't fucking know. I don't give a shit.
I know, but I want to know.
Remember, you know, like, oh man, labels. You can't label me. Like,
yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Fair enough.
It's like, dude, furry or not, you like what you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Work it all the time.
The game like totally illustrates like exactly what I'm supposed to do. It's like, get this thing, and I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, it's fine.
What the hell am I supposed to do?
Well, I'm like,
oh, this game sucks.
Yeah. I'm like, jump on the thing.
It's my impression of people's impressions of me. Oh, this game sucks. This game didn't tell me anything. It's me. But that's like the impression of me.
Yeah. Here's people's impression of me. I bet I could dress up like a raccoon and have intercourse with somebody. Also preferably dressed as a raccoon.
Why a raccoon? See, it's stuff like that makes me question.
What do you mean?
Makes everyone question. Like, why so specific?
I needed an animal! What do I have if I say I'll dress like an animal? That's not funny. The humor comes in the specifics. Have you ever seen, Oh Hello?